How is this even constitutional? Now they want to take away transgenders' rights, or transgender people's rights, I should say, sorry, of their Second Amendment rights. How the fuck is this even possible? And by the way, the DSM-5 already stated that people who are trans are not mentally ill. You know what's mentally ill? MAGA. This is bullshit, dude. Unstable individuals, the links. This is like ridiculous. Like, okay. Who attacked Donald Trump? A Republican. And let me remind you that who caused the craziest fertilizer bomb in Oklahoma history was a fucking Republican of Timothy McVeigh. Okay? I think it's funny how Republicans always whine and bitch about everything else, and yet they want to take away trans people's rights. How are you even going to accomplish this? What are you going to do? Ask them for their ID and say, are you trans? This is no different than you asking someone, what's your gender? What's your race? What's your religion? This is a violation of the First Amendment, too. Because think about this. Without the First Amendment, you can't have the Second. You're literally violating their First Amendment rights as well as their Second Amendment rights. Stupid. This is why I can't stand Trump supporters and people like Pam Bondi. Like, this is crazy. And if you're a Trump supporter and you support this, congratulations. Because you're not even a Christian either. Because imagine them telling people, well, now if you are an atheist, you can't have a gun. You're a Muslim, you can't own a gun. You're Mormon, you can't own a gun. Because Mormons are technically, so-called Christians too, right? So Mormons can't own a gun. Quakers can't own a gun. Catholics can't own a gun. Or can they just be, born-again diddler Christians who, attack kids like what Trump does? They have to be like you, right? This is the bullshit that really pisses me off. Okay? You guys literally do this fascist bullshit government. You literally want all Republicans all the time. You want to take over people's rights and do gerrymandering, make it where, take over immigrants and their rights, and they're the ones picking your fruits and vegetables out of the field. And what do? You're playing your Xbox and thinking you're Call of Duty or something. And, you're, gravy team, Navy SEALs, eating your Hostess cakes, and you're doing this shit. It's absolutely appalling. Because and the thing is, like, if some conservatives are okay with this, you don't get it, because if you're okay with this, then you're okay with me not owning it. You're okay with me not owning a firearm. You're okay with, any other types of, subcategories of Christians not owning weapons now. Because if the government could come in and say, if a trans person can't own a weapon, then congratulations. Then you think, a Jewish person can't own a weapon. A Palestinian can't own a weapon. What if a woman gets attacked by an attacker? What if the person is trans and they have a legitimate reason because they get attacked, or they're a homeowner and they can't own a weapon? You're literally going to take away their Second Amendment rights? It's their body, their choice, and they should have a reasonable reason to have a weapon. And this is coming from the same people when Trump is a convicted 34 felon who can't own a weapon anymore. That's what's crazy to me. Trump can't own a fucking weapon. He can't own a weapon. They took it away because when you're a convicted felon, they literally take your rights of owning a weapon. Oh, but you can be president of the United States. That's the bullshit reality we're living in this fucking country. That's why I'm so mad at fucking maggots and fucking this country. It's stupid. I don't get this fucking country. It's crazy. It's ironic how Trump and all these people call all these other states and cities hellholes. Look at yourself in the mirror. Are they the diddlers like you, motherfucker? This is scary. That our own government wants to take away your Second Amendment freedoms. Because think of it this way. If the government could come in and take away trans people's rights to own a weapon, then they could take away a Jewish person, a Muslim, an atheist, a Quaker, a Catholic, an atheist, an agnostic, a Buddhist, anybody, a black person, a Mexican, a person from the Bahamas, anybody, literally anybody. The government could pick and choose who they think is fit to own a weapon. That's what's terrifying. This is literally fascism. This is literally authoritarianism. You thought it was crazy when Obama was president, and you literally was calling him the little mustache man. No. This is who you voted for, MAGA. This is who you voted for. You voted for authoritarianism government. You literally voted for a person who wants to not only take your weapons away, but literally vote for someone who could pick and choose who they seem fit to have a weapon, of what kind of race they are, what kind of gender they are, what kind of color they are. This is why MAGA people are stupid. That's how stupid Trump supporters are. All Democrats did was say, hey, we want people who aren't mentally ill or people with red flag laws. We never said we don't want trans people to own a firearm. We never said we didn't want black people or Mexican people or Jewish people to not own a weapon. You guys did. So fuck MAGA. This is dangerous.